G'day, I'm Sally Ann Pitt, Chair of the IIA's Global Board of Directors. My theme, Think Different, really is looking at three aspects: what we do, how we do it, who we are. And it's also thinking differently about ourselves as a professional association. What does it mean to be the IIA? How do we support internal auditors to be value adders, to be value creators going forward? The world's really changed since I first started internal audit. The risks that organisations face, the challenges that organisations face are so different. So the types of assurance that internal audit is having to provide is so different. But I think even more importantly, the way we operate now is so different than it was even 5 years ago. So things like ESG, climate change, new and emerging technologies like ChatGPT, these just weren't even here 5 years ago, ChatGPT 1 year ago. So we need to respond to these new things that are happening. So I arrived at my theme, Think Different, really thinking about one of the organisations that I admire, Apple. Going back 20 or 30 years now, they had their advertising campaign that was Think Different. And they really challenged people to think creatively, to think differently, to be innovators, to be disruptors. And I think it's the right time for us as a profession to also adopt that same mindset, to be creative, to be innovators, to be disruptors. So I think we can learn from some of that early pioneering work of Apple and other really innovative organisations and adopt that same ideology into the way that we work. I think I've been really fortunate to come into internal audit from a non-traditional background, because it's really meant that I can bring some of those skills that I've had, say, in policy roles, to thinking about the way I provide assurance back to policy areas. So I always put myself in the shoes of the people I'm working with and working for. A lot of internal audit functions out there are small. They're not hundreds of internal auditors. They can be less than 5 internal auditors. So I think we need to think different about how we can deliver value in small teams like that, leveraging some of the tools that are out there like Excel and data visualization software to be able to provide more impactful work, not necessarily having to invest large sums of money in leading edge technology, but making the best use of the resources that are available to ensure that we're delivering that value to organisations. It's such a great time to be chair of the global board. I'm hugely respectful of the work that's come before us. We've had amazing, dedicated staff and volunteers who've got us to be a truly global professional association. But we're at that moment in time with our profession that there's so many opportunities. The world's changing so much. Organisations are changing so much. And what we need from internal auditors also needs to change. So we're looking at the whole way we operate and ensuring that we're doing it the best way that we can. We're being the most efficient we can, but we're also being the most impactful and the most effective that we possibly can be as well.